How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a specific quirk that I feel is a glitch in MLB The Show 20. Let's go ahead and get right into it. And the quirk we're going to talk about is Unbreakable. We're going to be breaking it down to explain everything involved with this quirk. And this isn't a live series quirk. This isn't an active quirk that's going to actually help you in the middle of a game. It's going to help you in between games of ranked seasons, and it's really going to come into play with pitchers not necessarily getting injured, but recovering their energy or their stamina quicker in between games. I'm going to give examples of what exactly I'm talking about. We're going to go through some game history. I'm going to provide some clips right now. So a few games ago, I was able to pitch a complete game with Greg Maddux. As you can see, 9 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 13 strikeouts. After the game, his energy was just past the N in the word energy. So then I played the next game with Kluber. Now keep in mind, Kluber pitched 7 innings. His durability attribute, the attribute that determines how quickly he's going to replenish stamina, is a little bit lower. His durability attribute is at a 68. So I don't expect him to regain that stamina as quickly. He doesn't have the unbreakable quirk. He doesn't meet the 95 threshold that you need. And as you can see, throwing 7 innings, he has less stamina than Greg Maddux. His energy is just past the E, but Greg Maddux is already up to the R. So we're going through some game history. A bunch of these games here in the middle that I pitched with Carrie Wood are actually event games. So we're going to disregard those. We're going to just focus on the games that I'm going to point out here in a second. I'm going to go through some of these game logs. I was able to pitch with Bob Feller, who also has the unbreakable quirk, so a couple different pitchers that we can take a look at. I threw 7 innings with him, and he pitched pretty well. 7 strikeouts, gave up 1 home run. I've uploaded all of these gameplay videos over on the YouTube channel. If you guys want to see the gameplay, I'm talking about debuting all 6th inning bosses. That was that first game with Maddux. Then, of course, the World Series game is what we're talking about right here. So I just wanted to break this down for you all, explain this quirk, because it is very important. So as you can see, I have all of the pitchers that I used listed next to the ranked games that I played. So the games in the middle there, those are all events. I was working on Prestige Carrie Wood. We're going to talk more about this unbreakable quirk, and we're going to talk about how these pitchers were able to regain stamina. If you notice, I pitched with Maddux, then Kluber. Kluber had 3 games off, and he still doesn't have as much stamina as Maddux. When we show the screenshot, we'll explain. These are just the game logs that coincide with the previous screenshot that showed you which pitchers I was using, and kind of we'll take a look at where their stamina is at now and how they've rejuvenated stamina, why this unbreakable quirk is so valuable and important for specific pitchers. If you have multiple pitchers in your rotation that have this perk, it's going to be very effective. So anyway, I threw 5 innings with Carrie Wood, followed after the Prestige Oral Hershiser game. But if you look, I threw 3 innings in relief with Greg Maddux. He actually got the win in that game for the World Series. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the stamina. So how is it possible that I just pitched with Maddux and he has just as much stamina as Kluber, who has had 3 games off, and Bob Feller has had 2 games off? He has just as much stamina as Kluber as well. So that is entirely due to the durability attribute, which is if it's above 95, they're going to replenish stamina even faster than it would be if it was at 94. Why that is, I have no idea. But I figured it out, and I was able to test it out multiple times with different pitchers that have this unbreakable quirk, because Bob Feller has 95 durability, Greg Maddux has 97 durability. All of that's going to make a big difference. The pitcher that doesn't meet this 95 threshold and doesn't replenish stamina as quickly is John Smoltz. I'm going to show examples of that. He has 94 durability, and just that one attribute kind of makes a big difference in this game, or at least with replenishing stamina in between games. So I figured this stuff out. I wanted to get this information out there and also show evidence of why it's important in ranked seasons, because these pitchers are expensive. The pitchers that have this quirk are going to be very valuable, and some of the ones that also have this quirk aren't even usable, in my opinion, in ranked season. So it's important to get the guys that are good, pitchers that are good, that are end-game guys, that have this quirk. Brendan Mckay is not really an end-game pitcher, but he does have the 98 durability. I've tried him out. He's a pretty good card. He also hits, as you can see from his hitting attributes, but that's the only way to take a look at the durability attribute. But it's at 98. He has the unbreakable quirk. This stuff is important. I mean, a lot of these other quirks don't really matter as much. Like Cannon, that's not worth making a video on. Walker, that's not worth making a video on. That just has to do with check swings when he's up to the plate. That just has to do with the discipline attribute. I'm just talking about the unbreakable quirk because it does make a difference in pitcher stamina. Stamina and confidence in this game are extremely important on the defensive side, on the pitching side. And if you can get some pitchers that kind of glitch that a little bit, not necessarily during the game, but in between games, I think it's very valuable. I want to talk about it. I want to get this video out. And I even included, I'm pretty sure in my other video, this 93 overall Bob Feller also has 95 durability. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, we can almost guarantee that Bob Gibson is going to have the unbreakable quirk because his other Bob Gibson card has 97 or 95, something like that. It might even be 99, to be honest with you. But these quirks are important. I think that when we take a look at it, we'll see that Nolan Ryan is not going to be. He'll still be effective, but he's not going to replenish stamina as quickly as, let's say, Christy Mathewson, who I believe does have 99 durability, as well as Cy Young. So some of these legend pitchers have this quirk. They got rubber arms. They're replenishing stamina quickly, but these aren't guys that you can use in ranked seasons. If you go out there with Christy Mathewson or Walter Johnson or Cy Young, you're most likely going to get lit up. If you go out there with Greg Maddux or Bob Feller, you're going to pitch pretty well, as both of those guys have kind of surprised me a little bit on Hall of Fame. But anyway, if you get some of those top guys like Greg Maddux, Bob Feller, if you get some of these other pitchers that are going to eventually have the unbreakable quirk that are higher overall, if you're good with them, then you're going to be able to have some success and have that extra valuable quirk to go along with your rotation. So I think that it's important. I think Bob Gibson with a sinker, with outlier, with 95 durability, with some hitting stats or hitting attributes, the bunting attribute, this 99 Bob Gibson is going to be crazy when he comes out. That's why I thought he might be a 12-0 card before, and that's when we got Bob Feller. So I just had the wrong Bob in that prediction video. But anyway, unbreakable quirk, man. I'm telling you guys, it makes a big difference. We'll take a look at some of these other pitchers that don't quite meet the threshold. They're still going to rejuvenate stamina quicker than some other guys. Like for example, Felix Hernandez with 90 durability is definitely going to replenish stamina faster than Corey Kluber would with 68. But let's say John Smoltz with 94 is not going to replenish stamina as quick as Bob Feller would or Bob Gibson would with 95. And it's just one attribute point, but it does make a little bit of a difference. But having the 94 will still help you, obviously. And I originally found this out by scrolling through some of these, special edition diamonds or some of these special diamond packs players that we've had. I was using Greg Maddux. I was using that prospect Brendan Mckay earlier in the year. Some of those cards were effective for me, and I liked the unbreakable quirk. I tried to talk a little bit about it, but I didn't test it out enough to make a video like this with evidence talking about how I think it's somewhat of a glitch in the game. It's not, me trying to clickbait. I really think that it kind of glitches the game out in a sense. So anyway, Carrie Wood, why I'm looking at this prestige card or why we're looking at the other version of Carrie Wood versus the prestige card is because all the attributes go up by 3 generally on the card, but durability isn't affected by that. So even if you prestige John Smoltz, he's not going to then get that unbreakable quirk because he's at a 94, if that makes sense. Same type of thing with Oral Hershiser. I just kind of wanted to wrap up the video with explaining that in the sense that when you prestige the card, they don't get the +3 to the durability. It would make a difference. It would help them out, and I think that that'd be something cool to add in maybe next year. I don't know. It probably wouldn't make that much of a difference, but it might. I didn't really think that the unbreakable quirk did anything before I realized through just trying some of these cards out, looking at the stamina, rejuvenation, and realizing that some of the pitchers that I'm using with 75 durability or a little bit lower take an extra game to wait before you can use them again. Like Corey Kluber, he's been sitting for 3 games. and he's still not ready to pitch. He still doesn't have maxed out stamina. But I just used Bob Feller, 2 games ago, and Greg Maddux the last game, and they have just as much stamina. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys that. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm College Lefty, and peace out.